Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back to What She Says Sports, everybody. All right, it's the nighttime ride. We getting ready to ride out. We talking sports, we talking football, we got a little basketball, and some good news to share. As you can see, first up, Lamar Jackson. I'm like, how is it Lamar Jackson is literally the best quarterback in this league right now? But for whatever reason, his team cannot beat the Bills. And before I went live, I was actually looking over the Bills schedule, right? Because there's a new top five consensus out. And I kind of don't really agree with the top five. And right before I hit live, I said, this is why the Bills can't make it to the Super Bowl. They don't play nobody. They playing the Saints, the Jets, uh, any team, the Dolphins. I'm like, okay, I see what's happening here. So essentially, the Bills not really playing anybody. Now we know they played the Ravens, and we watched that game. And I think we're gonna be rolling with the Ravens this season, and y'all and Jacksonville, y'all gonna see why, right? Um, they don't play anybody. I'm like, y'all not really playing anybody. And when you get to the tough games, you choke. Now you saw what happened with I guess Derrick Henry got the ball stripped out of his arm with that game. Remember with the Bills, it happened again, almost just close, or it did happen again. And I was like, man, they gonna get you every single time. So shout out to Lamar Jackson for being that dude. They play again Sunday. Our guy, Lajohntay, who's living his dream right now. Lajohntay, I watched that game. Lajohntay balled out. Lajohntay was taking one to the house, 23 yards, I think, 23 or 25 yards. And he was almost there, but they caught his shoestring. So y'all gonna want to pay attention to Lajohntay. Keep cheering him on. I think he landed on a good squad. I think it helped, that his coach, I think from FAU, is with the Ravens. So shout out to Lajohntay. Janai's gallery drop. The Bills vlog is good. Y'all go check it out. But Lajohntay, he's living his dream, and I'm so happy for him. But if you really like football like that, y'all gonna have to watch it because he getting ready to score again. And y'all know he already balled out preseason, but he's doing really well. I feel like he fits right in. He's a natural. His size is good. He don't need to put on weight or anything. He's not behind the curve. He's pro ready. And we watched him ball out at Colorado, and it's really it kind of warms my heart to see him living his dream. He and Janaya living their dream in Baltimore. And it was funny on her blog. She said, I don't know why I keep wanting to say Skull Buffs or Go Buffs. I'm like, I get it. Skull Buffs, I get it. Because they just transition over, but they going into week 4. They gonna play on Monday night. Let me see who it is that they play. I have a list. They play Monday versus, I don't know who they play Monday. The Lions. They play the Lions on Monday. So I'm probably going to be watching that game. Still following Lajohntay. Now, out of all the guys we had get to the league, I think it was like 14 or 15 associated. It's really only Lajohntay and Travis that have motion right now. Jimmy is inactive. BJ Green is inactive. And even though Zay Weaver is inactive, he hasn't had targets in the first 2 games. So let's show him some love, because that got to be a very uneasy feeling unless he gonna play at the back half of the season. But yeah, it's just Lajohntay and Travis. So let's just show everybody some love. But yeah, I think we started out with about 14 or 15 tracking them in the season, and now we're down to on a weekly basis with motion that are playing is Lajohntay and Travis. So let's show the guys some love. And go watch Janai's gallery. It's good. We probably gonna watch it here at some point, but I like to let her video, make its motion and get traction. And I show her some love and stuff too. So before I share it, let her share her own joy. All right. So if you didn't watch Lajohntay's highlights, go watch it again. A shoestring away. And he was about to take it back to the house, 23 yards. All right. So if you saw the caption, it said, is Shedeur Sanders going to be inactive versus Green Bay? Now, normally, we look for a meetup, right? We just had Lajohntay and Shedeur meet up for the Browns versus Ravens. And then already we had Jimmy Horn Jr. and the Panthers versus the Browns. So this week, it's the Browns versus the Green Bay Packers. So that technically that's Will Shepherd and Shedeur. Now, I don't know, so you're gonna have to tell me, does the practice squad travel with the team? Because I think the game is in Green Bay. And no, the game is in wherever they play, the Browns, Cleveland, in Cleveland. So if that's the case, and Green Bay is going to Cleveland, will Shepherd, if he's on the practice squad, will he get to travel to Green Bay, to Cleveland? If so, that means there's going to be another Pro Buffs meetup, and that's going to be Will Shepherd with Shedeur. Now, why did I ask, is Shedeur going to be inactive? Because I feel like as we progress in the season and we see what it is, I already said Joe Flacco is going to be what it is. And people are already saying, all right, let's move on from him. And I told y'all once when Sean Junkins come back, they was going to put Dylan in. And everybody's bragging about Dylan's stats and he's 3 for 3 and he made a touchdown. I'm like, okay. Again, simulated environment, end of the game, 4 minutes left. He already right there. Nothing but check downs, just check downs. And I know they scared. If you believed in him, you would put him out there and let it fly. No. Remember how Shedeur balled out with the Panthers? Nothing like that. Nothing like that for Dylan. It's just all like he in a baby with a helmet on and a high chair in a booster seat with a seatbelt on because they protected him so much. I'm like, how is it you have so little faith in this young man that you can't even put him in a game with 4 to 3 minutes left, 3 minutes, probably 4 or 3 minutes left, and just let him go out there and ball out? It's got to be controlled, regulated, check down, check down, check down. Gets up. Anybody can do that. Let him fly if he's that guy, right? So I think we get ready to see it. I showed y'all yesterday that fans were disgusted. They tired, but I don't think they tired of being sick and tired just yet. So they calling for Dylan to start. Now, the head coach said he's not making any changes to the quarterback rotation. But let me tell you what I'm looking for. I said yesterday, I feel like something is going to change. Now, remember, I said Shedeur is likely going to be trade bait if it goes that way. So they're going to have to put him out there and so he could get some trade value. They don't really have to. They just pass him on to the next team. But I kind of feel like I'm watching every week going forward to see if he's inactive. And if it changes to he's active, that's when things are going to start to change. So is he inactive this week? It's too early to tell. I don't know. But they're not changing anything in terms of the quarterbacks. But the moment they make Shedeur active, that's what you look for. So that's done. Like if the game is on a Sunday, somewhere between the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I think maybe like Thursday is when they come out with the list, or Friday inactive, or you could look for it, or maybe Saturday, they'll post it. I feel like we're going to see one of these games where he's active. And it could be, they get ready to play the Packers. The Packers, if I'm not mistaken, on the top 5 list that I have, the Packers are number 4 out of 5. That depends on who you ask. Some people think the Packers are going to the Super Bowl. So they get ready to play a pretty damn tough opponent. Now they played the Bengals, and I told y'all, I said they helped them out. And honestly, I said the same thing about the Ravens. So I feel like I could say this. When I said Lajohntay was a shoestring away from getting out there, he was. And on X, there was a post going around with the clip. And I posted, it's too many purple jerseys in the back. You could see it. All of the orange jerseys was bearing down on Lajohntay. And the purple jerseys was all clumped up in the back. I was like, they let this happen. They didn't let him get stopped, but they didn't want to get a touchdown. I'm telling y'all, they helping out this team. I don't think the Packers going to help. So we going to see. I want you to pay attention to how some of this is going. So either on that punt return, all of the Browns were better than the Ravens. But it's funny, in the game, they couldn't beat them. And I said, yeah, I see it. But Lajohntay going to get there. They probably going to let him loose on somebody else. But I told y'all the NFL has a vested interest in the Browns not looking like a total 4-ring circus. And they already halfway there. And again, their fans are tired, but they're not sick and tired because they still calling They want to see Dylan next, and I think that's what we're gonna see. So I'm hoping it answer the question if you know if Will Shepherd gets to travel with the team, even though he's on the practice squad, because then we get to see pictures of Will Shepherd and Shedeur. And I think that's good for Shedeur to be running into people from Colorado. I think it just kind of helps keeps his spirit high. They're not all in the same place, right? Lajohntay, balling. But Jimmy is on the not on the practice squad. Jimmy is inactive. So, that kind of I'm sure they talk, and then if he runs into Will Shepherd, so he don't feel so isolated, right? Like he in that position by himself. So let me know. I'm not predicting the Green Bay Packers versus the Browns because I'm just waiting on the highlights. I'm checking to see if Shedeur is inactive this week, and if Will Shepherd is going to be there. Now, my top five. Let's talk about my top five. My top five for the NFL. I say the Ravens are first, because I looked at who the Bills play. They don't play nobody. The Saints, the Jets, the Dolphins. I'm like, I'm like, y'all got a cakewalk. That's like Georgia when they play these schools that we never heard of. And of course, they end up right back at the front, right? So I just kind of think that I'm not making the Bills first. I think something happened in that game when it was 4-3 with the Ravens. It was 4-3, and I think they punted the ball away. They didn't go for the 3. See that kind of stuff? And I told y'all, we were live for 4 hours. We watched that game from beginning to end. And I told y'all, I say, see, this when the tomfoolery starts. So I'm not making the Bills first, because I think that game was rigged. Don't care what nobody say. Always when the Bills play the Ravens, the Bills never just win. Somebody in Baltimore got to drop the ball. And they played last week, and Mark Andrews dropped the ball. I was like, good grief. What are we doing? So the Ravens are number one. The Ravens are number one. The Eagles are number 2. And I'm going to make the Packers number 3. So Ravens, Eagles, Packers. I'll make the Bills 4. And just pick somebody at 5 because I don't really care. I'm going to put the Falcons in there. I'm going to put the Falcons in there. They might not need to be there just yet. People are a little nervous, but they're going to be in my top 5. This is what she said, sports top 5. The Ravens, the Eagles, the Packers, and 2 fantasy. Well, the Bills got to be in there. 4 fantasy, the Falcons. So that's mine. Let me know yours. Drop it in the chat. All right. So let's talk about Mr. Travis Hunter. All right. So Travis is the other Colorado Buff player that has motion. And I don't know if y'all know, but I did go back and watch the game. The Bengals versus Jaguars was a damn good game. Travis, for the first time in his NFL career, this was the game he played half and half snaps. He played 43 on defense, 43 on defense and 42 on offense. So people were looking to see how he was going to do lined up with Jamar Chase. So I had a chance to watch that part. And, he just tackled him and got him out of bounds. Now, some people think Travis's size kind of needs to increase. I don't know. He already put on a lot of muscle, but he was little. And you can kind of see when he's on the field, the guys are just much bigger. So, you know what I said? He'll probably be their same size next year because, they're skilled at putting on weight without slowing down the player. So shout out to Travis Hunter for living his dream, because this was the first game versus the Bengals where it actually was, he played 80 something snaps of the game, and they said it couldn't be done. Now, some people feel like he's just okay on defense. And I'm like, man, just chill out, right? Just chill out. He got to make some more tackles. He had 1 solo tackle and 1 assist. So like 2 altogether. And that's cool, right? It was a lot going on in that game. I don't know if y'all know, it was a lot going on in that game. But with this being his first game with 42 and 43 respectively, that's 85 snaps, right? On both sides of the ball. That's huge. I say when he finished that game, I looked at his press conference. He looked good. He didn't look winded. That's what matters first. That's what matters, that he can actually stand the exertion at that level. And then he's going to fine tune and, start making a few more tackles. Now, he had, I think, 2 receptions on offense. However, uh, Jacksonville has a quarterback problem. And y'all have heard me say, I don't even know how it is that Trevor Lawrence get a contract that keeps him in Jacksonville to 2029, 2030. That's ridiculous. For somebody who already wasn't good and got that contract before the last one ended, and he's still not that good. So I feel like the Jags got sandbagged. They the ones that got set up. That's why they traded up to get Travis, because they could make something happen with Travis on both sides of the ball. So shout out to Jacksonville for, still being committed to Travis, because from the very beginning, they were insistent on getting Travis, and they were one of the only franchises that said that he could play on both sides of the ball. And they seem to be living up to that. At a moment, we thought they was going to be backpedaling before the season, because people started saying maybe he didn't have the ability to practice the way he needs to because of the CBA agreement, yada, yada, yada. All of that doesn't matter. He actually did it in this game, and he did a good job. I thought he did a good job. So I think it's only up from here. I think with Travis having the stamina to play 80-something snaps, I think he's gonna be a star sooner than people think. So shout out to Travis Hunter for living his dream and not accepting no for an answer. So if y'all haven't watched it, the Jags gonna play the Texans on Sunday. So I'll probably be keeping an eye on that game. I watched the Texans play Tampa Bay. That was a game. Man, I was like, oh, this is good. That the Tampa Bay Bucks, I wasn't rooting for them because they cut Shiloh. But they won, but they got a squad. They got a squad. Tampa gonna go far. The Texans was here. And Nick Chubb. I was like, I thought about Cleveland. I say, Cleveland has really wasted some good players. Like Baker Mayfield is a dog. He's good. And so is Nick Chubb. And to me, I saw CJ get sacked a few times, and I feel like that held them back. So, one play, I was like, just get the ball out your hand, and gave it to Nick Chubb, and it just went on. And I was like, that's the same guy from Cleveland. They wasted his time too. So understand this. Cleveland right now is trying to figure out how to share some good news with their fan base to distract them from the fact that it's a dumpster fire. But certainly seeing Nick Chubb leave and Baker Mayfield, and they're playing in the same game against each other and balling out on different teams, it just shows you that Cleveland is hell-bent on being a waste bin for talent. That's it. And talent isn't bad when it gets to Cleveland. Unfortunately, that's where it go to die. And that's just what it is. So we want to keep, our guy, Shedeur Sanders, we want to keep him in our prayers, because it can't be easy, and we see he's doing good, but we just kind of want to keep him in good spirits. And it looked like he's surrounded by a lot of good people, because it can't be easy being in that situation. And don't forget the video that we shared with Baker Mayfield and the other guy that played for Cleveland, that talked about how hard it was to be there and the things they used to do to cope, to get the hell out of there on their off day. I think Baker said he had a flight booked every Monday night or Tuesday morning or something like that, right? And then the other guy talked about how his coaches wouldn't talk to him. So it's just not only a waste bin where, talent goes to die, but it sounds like it's a place where players have to do a lot to cope. And you just want to make sure Shedeur is okay, because he might have to be, in the situation where he just draft capital next year. And we just want to make sure he survived that, right? Sound like they got to do a lot to keep their spirits, to stay sane, so that's just, I hate to think that, but that's what it is. All right. So shout out to Travis. I didn't know if y'all knew this, but I didn't know their baby, after they had the baby, baby Hunter was in NICU. I guess that's the neonatal intensive care unit. I didn't know that for like a week or two. And there's a video floating around. I didn't post it. With Travis Hunter, they went to pick up the baby and go home with their baby. I didn't know that, but it's good that the baby went home. So it is a million reasons why baby could be in NICU for 2 weeks. I don't know. Maybe she went into labor early, or something happened, afterwards, and they just, want to watch the baby. But baby Hunter has gone home. I'm sure at some point we will see the baby. When I saw Leanna and Travis at the game, I was like, wait a baby. I just want to see the baby. I just want to see the baby. So shout out to Travis, for leading his family. I think it's a beautiful thing. All right. So I told y'all earlier today that Shady is back. Now y'all like, what? Shady McCoy. So y'all know that I'm a huge fan of Shady McCoy. Remember the show they had called The Facility? Right. Okay. So Shady McCoy and Emmanuel Acho. Now, I think this is Acho's show. I just ran into this show about 2 days ago. I saw it pop up in my feed, and the set was beautiful, but I didn't know what I was looking at. And then I saw Shady pop up, and I said, oh, so Shady, I'm thinking he's on somebody else's show. Turns out this is Shady, not Shady, Emmanuel Acho's show or something. And the host over there, you see to the left, said that Emmanuel financed, the build of the studio. Is gorgeous, like Speak Easy. And they just sitting there talking sports. But I was so happy when I saw Shady McCoy. Why? Because he also was on The Facility. And in my opinion, I told y'all I felt like they booted that show because they were hella honest. Some people were even saying that they were like some of the biggest supporters of Shedeur Sanders, like they were pushing the narrative that they lied to us about Shedeur, and the next thing you know, they was gone. So I had always hoped that Shady McCoy would come back and do a podcast. Why not, right? If you can bring in those kind of ratings for whatever network they were on, y'all could do this for yourself. So Shady and Acho were on this show today. I know it has something to do with Acho. I'm hoping Shady is a permanent guest, but they were talking about Shedeur and Baltimore and Flacco. So let's take a listen. So, oh, hold on a second. I got it queued up. Let's see. And y'all go check it out. Speak Easy. I don't hate on nobody. So, I just like these guys, and I think I'm so happy they're doing their own thing. Right? All right, let's make sure y'all can see them. All right.
Put some respect on his name, please.
I'm just being honest. I never thought Joe Flacco was a superstar type quarterback. He had one great postseason.
11 touchdowns, no interceptions en route to winning a Super Bowl.
He had no great years, but he had that postseason. He was like, oh, wow, it's pretty good.
All right, so they're talking about Flacco back in the day, and Shady doesn't think he did anything special, and Emmanuel Acho thinks he did a lot, and they have different perspectives, right? Some people say Emmanuel Acho just happened to be in the room with a T-shirt on, and y'all know Shady McCoy's dog. So,
but like now, he's never like it's Joe Flacco we talking about.
What you want him to do? Go to Dylan Gabriel? Because that's the backup.
You know they should go to.
That's the backup.
On a serious.
He's saying they should go to Shedeur, but listen.
No, I would love for Shedeur to play, but I'm okay with playing a younger quarterback. If it's Dylan Gabriel, I'm okay with that. Like, let's see what the future has for us. There's no future with Joe. There's no presence with Joe.
I mean, he's right? Why are you invested in the past when you need to look at your future? Because the 2% battery lifers are only there to block this young talent. So I agree with Emmanuel Acho. I mean, Lord, heaven forgive me. With Shady.
Man, he was terrible last year.
Last
year they benched what's the young quarterback from the Colts?
Talking about
young quarterback.
Anthony Richardson?
Yeah.
And
then Joe got in there and he was god awful.
He was bad.
So basically that's it, guys. So basically that's it. Go watch it. Speak Easy. These guys, they're good. They both play ball. They have different POVs because of I guess, how their careers went. Shady, in my opinion, is straight down, and he gonna tell the truth. I don't only like him because he's a Shedeur fan. I like him because he's honest. Just like you heard him say, I would love to see Shedeur play, but it's really about the young quarterback because that's what they're trying to stop, right? They went and got Carson Wentz off his couch behind J.J. McCarthy. All of these quarterbacks out here, and you holding on to these 2% battery lifers because you don't want these young quarterbacks to start. And these young black quarterbacks got a difficult road. Always trying to fire Caleb Williams and Justin Fields. It's not a coincidence that Justin Fields is concussed. It's not. These guys have been sacked so many times, and people talk about asking CJ Stroud, do you trust your O-line? And he did, and I don't, because I see what's happening here, right? This doesn't happen to everybody. But the point is, right, these guys are being forced to change the way they play ball because people don't want them to shine. That's all it is. When it was Shedeur versus in the Rams, what happened? You could see that the play was designed for him. He was trying to ball out, but his O-line didn't protect for him. That's happening around the league. Bryce Young, Caleb Williams, CJ Stroud. Hell, now it's happening to who? And I told y'all it was going to happen. Jaden Daniels, who's out with a knee sprain. Not a surprise. Not a surprise. So that's why Shedeur is better off at the bench. Did y'all see what happened to Cam Ward last week? Right. Did you hear what happened to Lenore Sellers? Right. So as much as we hate it, I'm telling you, it's really the best thing for him. I'm still watching to see if he's inactive because I know things gonna change. And out of all the quarterbacks that came in, Jaden Daniels too, Shedeur is the only one that knows how to play without an O-line. But you see what they willing to go through to allow these quarterbacks to get sacked, these young quarterbacks. And they rather prop up the Aaron Rodgers, who they lost last week. Joe Flacco, 0-2. Carson Wentz, we gonna see. That's what they doing. And they willing to hurt these young guys or allow them to get hurt or set them up to get hurt. Because that's exactly what happened to Shedeur with the Rams. So y'all go check out Speakeasy. I thought it was really good. I'm just happy to see Shady McCoy back. I hope he's not just a guest. I hope he on it all the time because they speak truth and they played the game. I mean, come on now. So go check it out. Speakeasy. I like the show. All right. Is that everybody I had? That might be everybody. Okay. I don't know if I told y'all, but Paige Buckers is Rookie of the Year. So understand that Rookie of the Year for the NBA went to school with her. So UConn has the Rookie of the Year for the NBA and the WNBA. That's excellent for recruiting. But Paige Buckers, no surprise. I got a t-shirt around here with her name on it, along with Angel Reese saying that they're the future of the WNBA. And here she is, Rookie of the Year. So congratulations to Paige. I'm not surprised at all. Straight dog, we know when it comes to being on the court, and advertisers love her. So fans, I think all fans can agree that Paige is her, right? So congratulations to Paige Buckers. All right, so I'm getting ready to go into my comments and check in and see what folks talking about. Let me see if y'all drop me y'all top 5 or if you knew anything about the practice squad or anything else. All right. Hey, Gail, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hey, Miss Pamela. Hey, Tina, welcome back. Welcome back. Peace and blessings. Essie, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? It's that the Bills have to play the Dolphins, the Jets, the Patriots twice a season. They are in the same conference. It's that Brady had the AFC East on lock for a better part of 20 years. I could see why. This is why. They're not really, those other teams are not really good. So I can't put them in first place. No, we're going to have to see. They're going to have to get to a Super Bowl. This is why they can't get there, though. They're not playing anybody. But thank you for that, Ghost Anessa. That's awesome. Hey, Kane Bishop, how you doing? Hey, Cynthia. It says, she too funny, helmet in a booster chair. That's what it is. I mean, you put the man out there at 4 minutes, 3. It was 4-3. I don't know. But it was obvious that you didn't trust him to play football. It's like, you was just like, go on, baby, go on, don't hurt yourself now. I'm like, are you going to let this man play football or not? And if I'm him, I don't even like that. Stop treating me like a pet. Stop for a toddler. Either one. That's why they call him Little Dollar General. It says Shedeur doesn't need to play with Boitano 75. He just doesn't want to block. You might be right about that. You might be right about that. That's why I say, I really think that he is better off. And it's his protection. We said it. I'm still watching the inactive list though, but I'm not pushing him out there because I've said they don't have an O-line. And I don't think Joe's a good representation to judge if they do or they don't. But they play the Packers, so I will be waiting on the highlights. It says Shedeur doesn't need to play with 75. I agree. Mac, how you doing? A booster seat. That's what it's giving. I'm like, stop titling him like that. Michael Parsons gonna lay hands on Flacco. Oh Lord, we gonna see. Now, if y'all see Michael Parsons out there running slow, let me know, because I'm convinced it was too many purple jerseys behind the group of orange jerseys. I'm like, now how you gonna stop? How are you supposed to stop and block for your man in the purple when you behind the orange? Come on now. I'm talking about the Ravens and the Baltimore. Go watch it. You can see it. It's so obvious. It said the coach is going down with the ship, right? So this is all the conversation this week. Next year, the Browns will look different because Stefanski is going to be gone. And Barry might still be there, but he might be gone too. So they trying to say that all of a sudden, they try to give people relief that it's going to be painful this year, but next year going to be better. How many times they've been selling the lie about next year? How many times they've been selling the lie about next year? And that's what one fan said. He said, I've been waiting since Bernie Kosar. I'm like, Jesus, when was that? Bernie Kosar. And as a Cleveland legend, he set up and said wonderful things about Shedeur, how he has abilities that you can't teach because he's a pro level passer, and they still didn't listen to him. They just stubborn, but that's okay. We're going to see what God say. We're going to see what God say. We're going to see what God say. Shedeur just need to stay quiet. Yep, just sit in the back, enjoy your new friends. Look, get to know your new friends in the new city and have fun and keep your suitcase packed by the door. That's all you know. That's it. And that's okay. That's okay, right? So, we would love to see him play on Sundays, but considering he's in Cleveland and he is on the team with the best chance to get to the front. Now, they can go run out there and get Kirk Cousins, but he still has the best chance to get to the front over there. And he also get the hell on next year. If he was in Baltimore, Shedeur wouldn't have the opportunity to just ask for a trade after the first year. I told y'all how that went for Terrell Pryor, who I remembered after we went live. Remember, Terrell Pryor played for the Raiders. He was a quarterback. And they benched him for undrafted free agents, so he asked for a trade. They told him the only way he was going to stay in the NFL is if he became a wide receiver. Guess what team he played for? The Cleveland Browns. I told y'all, Cleveland is some kind of dumping ground, some kind of place where a receptacle where they send people that they don't want to succeed. That's what it looks like. Some people say Myles Garrett should have signed his contract because now he's stuck. It said the Packers are going to the Super Bowl. Yep, Priscilla, that's what they saying. It looks like the practice squad players don't travel to away games unless they get elevated. Oh, man. So they're not going to meet up, but it's okay. Thank you for that, Ghost Anessa. I didn't know. Thank you. Shedeur needs to say nothing and stay off social. Why do he need to stay off social media? Why does he need to stay off social media, Mac? You're going to have to fill us in. I don't think he needs to stay off social media. Now, the one thing about Shedeur that I like, he lives his life. He's himself. He's not going to let these people change him. And I don't think he should. And one of the things that Shady McCoy, y'all got to go watch it, and Acho was talking about is when it came to Shedeur in Baltimore, if he shouldn't have, if he should have or should have. And of course, Acho was like, a person that's happy to be in a room with a t-shirt on has the perspective of, it don't look good. But then here is what Shady said. Shady said to I'm going to paraphrase here, something about that's what the good players do. They choose. He said, Shedeur's not the first player. He's not going to be the last player to choose. He said it's going to be a lot more of these players coming into the league, controlling their careers. See, they hating on Shedeur because he want to have a choice, but Shedeur wasn't the first player to have a choice. Hell, his own dad had a choice. And his dad wasn't the first player to have a choice. Shady said, the players have choices. He said, look at Travis Hunter and how he managed his he didn't work out at the combine, not on either side of the ball. And I said it yesterday. Travis Hunter asked for his signing bonus up front, all $31 million, and got it because he asked for it, because he's a good player. And so is Shedeur, right? So Shady basically is saying it. And I think Mel Kiper Jr. said something similar, that the NFL needs to get over itself because these players coming into the league, they different. These kids going to be making choices. I'm like, they're coming in with millions of dollars to the point where Shamar Stewart, who was holding out, said, I'd hate to come all this way and it don't work out. That's the attitude you have to have. And that's what's going to make their show good, because Acho is I'm happy to be in the room. Thank you for the t-shirt. And Shady is, I know my worth and I don't want to play here. So, honestly, Shedeur going to Baltimore, he didn't want to be the side chick. I said that yesterday. He would have just been the side chick. And I don't even know if he would be in front of Huntley or behind Huntley. So there will be some triplets over there. And we talked about that. No. So he made the right decision. The problem is the NFL hasn't caught up to modern society where these young Black men are not going to be forced into submission. You don't see Shedeur over there crying. I'm sure he get paid every Tuesday. I think they get paid on Tuesdays or something like that. I'm sure he get paid every Tuesday. So he good. Let's just make sure, we show him some love because it can't be easy. He's still young. You got to remember that. The frontal lobe not fully developed yet. So Shady is right. And Shedeur don't be no side chick over there. And for people who saying that he should go over there, they don't want these young players coming in making choices for themselves, especially young Black players, especially the quarterback position. So keep that in mind. All right. So let us know, Mac, why you think he need to stay off social media, because I do not. I think he need to keep living his life. These kids coming out of college set up social media, so they're not going to abandon it in the NFL, and nor should they. They set up social media as a part of their NIL. Why would you go away from that to get to the NFL? No. And don't forget, I'm still waiting on 22 people to go out and play 11v11. I take 7-on-7 and stream it. If you got waived by the NFL, just go over there and play 7-on-7, 11-on-11, get together and stream it. If you need me to set it up, hit me up in the email. I set it up for you. You just go over there and play. I tell you where all y'all can just show up and play and stream it. But I'm going to need them rights. That's why y'all better do it before somebody come get you and do it for you and charge you money for it. All right? So pray for Flacco. Yeah, we need to pray for Flacco because that's going to be interesting. Anybody watching the game? I know some of y'all say y'all not watching, but I know some of y'all are still watching. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. They fans still watching, so ain't nothing we can do. It said, is Shedeur practice squad? No. Shedeur is QB3. We're talking about Will Shepherd, who plays for GreenBay. He's on the practice squad, and they are coming to play the Browns. So we're talking about Will Shepherd. Thank you. Thank you, Tina. It said the Chargers are number 5. No, I said the Falcons. The Falcons are my number 5. The Falcons. It said, yep, Andrews' ball dropped in the end zone again. I'm like, this dude. And you see he's still on the team. But y'all know they fired somebody from the Jets. They fired some wide receiver from the Jets who fumbled the ball in the end zone. But Mark Andrews still have a job. And I said that. I said, Mark Andrews, and he did it again. I'm like, this dude just letting y'all know. Whenever it comes to the next time, the next big game, it's going down, bro. And nobody going to be able to say anything. It said, we have to wait and see. They come up with about Shedeur this week to take the focus off the Browns losing. Right. But they happy because they fans not pushing for Shedeur. Their fans are pushing for Dylan. I say, well, you're inadvertently pushing for Shedeur. Eventually. It's they Trav looking professional. Trav look good to me. For the people that's saying, oh, he wasn't drafted the number 2 pick overall because he's okay. I'm like, shut up. Just shut up. He looked good to me. He looked good. He still look a little. But it's his first year, and he'll be fine. I mean, honestly, the fact that he could play the 85 snaps, and after the press, did the press conference with Trevor, wasn't out of breath, though. Hey, he has nowhere to go but up from here. Nowhere. So I'll be watching Travis still. I pray to God he get a new quarterback, though. I was hoping it was Shedeur. So remember what Pac-Man Jones said at the beginning after the draft? Let's hope and pray it still happened. But they say they can't find nobody to take him because his contract is too big or nobody want to get him. The Ravens bench was playing at that point. Oh, so they slow. Okay. So Priscilla said the Ravens bench was playing when Lajohntay made. Are you saying the Ravens bench was playing when Lajohntay was making the punt return? Or are you talking about Mark Andrews with the ball? Let me know, Priscilla. Mac, it said, why? It doesn't matter. These people are not going to allow Shedeur to play. Tina say he not playing. Hey, y'all. How you doing? Mac and Tina is going back and forth. All right. It's all right, guys. We just waiting on to see what guy gonna say. It don't matter what they say. It's they've been saying that for years now. Cleveland is a place where QBs go to die. Yeah. And when I remember, I said Terrell Pryor, because I was like, wait a minute. I think he ended up playing for Cleveland. That's where they sent him. You see what I'm talking about? I'm telling you, I'm telling y'all, if I sit down and take the time to look directly into Cleveland as it pertains to other people in addition to Shedeur, it's on. Because I see it coming together, because the little bit that I've done from Deshaun Kaiser going 0-15 to Shedeur Sanders, in between there or somewhere around that is RG3, Tyrod Taylor, and Terrell Pryor. That's enough right there to tell you, Deshaun Watson, that's enough right there to tell you that people get sent there for a reason. And that's the people that they seemingly want to discard off. But Tyrod Taylor is still around. That means Shedeur could possibly still be around. RG3 is not. I think he's in the booth. And Terrell Pryor is not. Yeah. And Deshaun Kaiser is not. So Tyrod Taylor and Shedeur. And Tyrod Taylor got poked in the lung by a doctor that still works for the Chargers. But they said he could start with the Jets because Justin Fields is concussed. And they signed a new quarterback today. And he's not black. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. That just means they might not try to, really want to let Tyrod get out there. But we're going to see. We're going to see. Kane Bishop said the facility. Yep. It's called Speakeasy. Yeah, it's a cute show. Kane, you been watching it? Yeah, they honest. Oh, Kane said they too honest. I like them though. Shady is a fave. Yep, Shady is a fave. I like Shady too. Yep, I do too. Who you calling decrepit? You gotta let us know, Blue Moon. It said in the NFL, if they want you out, they will take you out. Ask Kurt Warner and Brett Favre. They got taken out by the Bounty Gate. What? I saw one of those Bounty Gate documentaries, and the quarterback they showed in the clip was Cam Newton. I was like, ooh, and you see he gone too. Wow. It said they gave Dylan straight garbage time. I'm so glad Shedeur was not out there for the garbage time. Right. I'm like, they got him in bubble wrap. Bubble wrap with a helmet and a high seat with a booster chair and a seatbelt. Like, Jesus, let the man play. They gonna hold on to Flacco for dear life. Flacco gonna be out there begging, hey, I did not commit to this. Remember, Flacco has $13 million in incentives in his contract, so he gonna play as much as he can get that money. He didn't get off the couch for the $4 million. He got off the couch for the $13 million in incentives. Understand that. I ain't mad at it, but they gonna lose. The entire Cleveland Browns staff need to be replaced, right? And that's what they trying to woo their fans with, some kind of good news about Andrew Berry, and people are hyping him up because he put together a good roster. I'm like, so they're gonna keep Andrew Berry and they're gonna fire Stefanski. I want to see it. I want to see it. They can fire Stefanski right now. You can fire a coach mid-season. So we're gonna see. It said, I hope when Deshaun Watson comes back, they put Shedeur on the practice squad, and a team that wants Shedeur can go get him. It don't work like that. That's wishful thinking. They didn't put Shedeur on the practice squad because they kind of want to make sure that the people that don't know what's going on could go get him. I don't even think they would allow it. See, if you go read that 61-page collusion document, just to go back to the video where we went over just a little bit of it, in the part in there where it talks about Russell Wilson and how the new owner of the Denver Broncos wanted to give Russell Wilson his extension early just to lock him in. And the new owner was told by the other owners, you can't do that. You see, that's kind of what's happening with Shedeur. They could put him on the practice squad and somebody could go and pull the trigger, but it would be a mess. And then they would have to call over there and say, you can't do that. Remember, you can only commit a crime with so many people, because the more people you have involved in criminal activity, somebody gonna tell. So he's QB3 because they feel like they know that Stefanski gonna keep him behind Dylan and Flacco, and they'll go get Bailey Zapp off the practice squad and leave Shedeur at QB3 and move Flacco out, or they'll go get Deshaun Watson. They're not gonna let Shedeur play. And it's funny, they act like they trying to punish Shedeur. You ain't punishing Shedeur. And at this point, it's more about trying to appear that I didn't do something wrong. Oh, well, we can't play him now because then he gonna get out there and ball out. And then people going to be like, well, why did you push him down to 144? So it's gone away from whatever it was, whether it was 1732, because I don't think they try to teach him a damn thing. We done moved on, right? Because I told y'all that Cincinnati just signed Ritter, and people want to remind me that they didn't sign him to start. I know that, but they didn't have to sign him at all. And we're going to see what guys say about that. So Carson Wentz is first and somebody else is second, but we don't know. We'll see. They didn't have to sign him at all. It still works to what I said. Eventually, 17 to 32 is going to happen. So, like I was saying, it just seems to me that we are so far past, this is what it was, 17 to 32. This is a secret we're trying to keep. Now it's about, we're past the point of return. We can't even go back. Because think about it. Shedeur get out there and ball out right now and play for the rest of the season. What is the conversation going to be? Well, why was he a 5th round draft pick? Well, damn. I mean, Tom Brady was a 6th round draft pick, and I guess it could happen because he good too. I mean, that's what they're going to have to say. They're going to have to lean on Tom Brady's narrative to say that Shedeur is like Tom Brady, but they don't want to compare Shedeur to Tom Brady. Ask Shady McCoy and Emmanuel Acho, because that's what one of their shows was about. It was called TB12, but it was like 12 with the Browns colors for Shedeur and Tom Brady initials, and they were comparing Shedeur to Tom Brady, and people were getting upset. There are people that probably don't want Lamar Jackson with the 3rd MVP, because how many does Tom Brady have, and how long did it take him to get it versus Lamar Jackson? You see? And understand, they still colluding against Lamar Jackson, because how do you get to be this guy right here? How do you have these types of numbers? How do you have this type of success? And they snatch your 3rd MVP from you and give it to Josh Allen. And every time Josh Allen come to town, one of your colleagues can't hold on to the ball. And when it was your free agency time, 32 teams didn't need an MVP, a 2-time MVP. That's what Shedeur's future would be like. Unless they just going to stop. And again, we're going to have to see what guys say about that. But right now, they still own it. And they still own it when it comes to Lamar. So I don't know how it would get any better for Shedeur. So we're going to have to wait and see. Because Lamar's that guy. Yeah, I mean, you can't take that from him. It said these kids are smarter. They know they can get hurt at any time. Get what you are worth now, because tomorrow is not promised. That's true. That's very true. That's very true. And you have to think about that. And I think now people are going to start looking at it differently, because see, when Shedeur got bypassed in the draft and people said he wasn't good, and I said 17 to 32, and they were like, don't forget, Cam is black. I'm like, do you see what the hell is going on with Cam in Tennessee from the moment his coach tried to make him seem difficult? What was he sacked 6 times in his first game? Because they want to prove that he's not good, even though he was the first pick overall. And what does that do? Oh, I'm not going to pick nobody like him first pick overall no more. Remember, a lot of these teams have never had a black quarterback. Not a lot. Several of these teams, especially the bottom feeders, have never had a black quarterback drafted in the first round. The Saints and the Browns and the Giants. That's 3. And you see all of them was in on it. There are people who are preserving whiteness at the quarterback position. I say 17 to 32 all the time, but what it really is white starting quarterbacks are becoming a minority. So this next year's class is currently being manipulated so that the first round QBs, if 5 teams need a quarterback to start, they're going to try to make sure maybe 1 is black, but they like none, because we already at 16 or 32, which means Lenore Sellers getting concussed should be investigated. They said his coach had to throw a fit for the other player to get ejected or a penalty or whatever it was. He was out there laid out for 5 minutes. And I told y'all, we're going to see what they do to move Lenoris out the number 1 spot, because guess who has the number 1 pick? And they don't have to tank for it. Cleveland. Now, if I'm Lenoris Sellers, I don't want to get knocked out, but I don't want to go first either. And I don't think they're going to let it happen. So people are going through extremes. I said it's going from wicked to treacherous. Now they're talking about Oregon's quarterback has entered into the conversation, Dante Moore. I'm like, okay, we're going to see what happened with that. It said Andrew blew it in the playoffs too. Yeah. When I saw him drop that ball, I said, nah, see, had you fired him like you should have. See, everybody else could get moved to the practice squad, could get fired. Why are they holding on to him? The same reason they holding on to Trevor Lawrence or JJ McCarthy. But then some player from the Jets gets fired and he a rookie. What you expecting him to be perfect? Travis Hunter got to be perfect. But Mark Andrews can drop this ball how many times? Travis ain't even dropped no ball. Well, for black players, you got to right now. But the Daniel Joneses and the Mark Andrews and the Trevor Lawrence, they got all day unlimited chances. Travis is good. He warming up. I say so. I say the same thing. He said he was good. I loved his interview. He said, just got to make a few more tackles. I'm like, I'm just happy he got the opportunity to do what they said he couldn't. Because I remember the conversations. They were like, he can't do it. He can't get hurt. Not yet. No. And nobody trying to hurt him right now. So, don't be saying that. Don't be saying that. So I'm still, I feel like I watch Baltimore. I watch those games, go live with those games. But yeah, I'll probably do the same for Travis too. I don't like this quarterback. I don't like this quarterback. I think they can get somebody else, right? And Joe Burrow was out for 3 months with turf toe. And I was like, and he hurt a lot. But, I watched Joe Burrow, I think, win the Super Bowl. I like him. They need to get more quarterbacks like him, right? People who actually are good, right? Just, got to watch them injuries, though. And I hate to hear that Jaden Daniels has a knee sprain. I didn't like that at all. But I told y'all it was going to happen to him. It said, hell, even I love the guy, Eagles fans, Doug Peterson, was a starting quarterback for Cleveland back in the day. Oh, Lord. Jeez. It says Shedeur didn't need to go to the Ravens. They too invested in Lamar. Did anyone pick up Shiloh yet? No. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think the reason Shiloh's not going to get picked up, same reason they're over there meddling with Coach Prime, is, again, they're so committed to the lie that this happened because of Coach Prime in the draft. Then why is it happening in Cleveland? And I posted on X, what's happening to Shedeur in Cleveland don't have nothing to do with Coach Prime. So I think they just sticking to it. Coach Prime didn't do nothing to the people. As you can see, he has an allegiance to them. Whereas Bill Belichick, get the hell on out. Right? I wish Coach Prime was like that, to be honest. Belichick, nope, can't nobody from the Patriots come here and scout. I wish Coach Prime was like, can't nobody from the Giants come here. But he ain't going to do that. Because, he want to give his players the best advantage. I wish he would tell the NFL to get the hell on. Right? But he's not going to do that. So, he didn't do nothing to them. They just sticking to the lie that they told in the draft, but they have no justification. And that does not correlate. So what the hell is happening in Cleveland? Again, if Cleveland said, okay, yeah, we were going to draft him and we changed our mind and that's it, then okay. But they say he's not good. That's a lie. And you can't say you were going to pay him $46 million, but then suddenly 2 weeks before the draft, he's not good. That's called bait and switch. That's fraud. That's what they did. That's exactly what they did. They don't want to talk about it. That's why they don't want to push Shedeur out there. Well, I thought you said he wasn't good. If Shedeur go out there and ball out, how the hell did you not draft him number 2? Why did you want to get the number 1 pick next year? And if you knew that you had already in March decided to trade that damn pick so Jacksonville could get Travis and you can get the number 1 pick next year, why did you go to Colorado pretending you was going to get Shedeur? Bait and switch. They were never going to get Shedeur. But the lie they telling doesn't stick. He's not good. That's a damn lie. You got Dylan out there in bubble wrap. Flacco need a damn cane when he running. Flacco is running from people who are 23 years old. Do you know what that looks like? Of course he dropped the ball. I'm like, shit, I like Flacco, but he just there for the money. I don't care what nobody say. It said Cam Newton is a good example. They pay you millions to be yourself. Yeah, that's true. It's that collusion document they're using code words and innuendos, probably, but honestly, the discovery that's in the document is straight up telling you, that the new owner thought, it's crazy. What it tells you is the new owners think they could just come on in and start making decisions. And that's when they start making decisions, they find out, it don't work like that. See, when you're trying to buy the team, you think you the king. But then when you close the deal and you ready to get down to business and get you a quarterback so you can make this money, oh, no, you can't get him. You can't pay him that. But Deshaun Watson could get $230 million from Cleveland. You see? 13 teams wanted him. Cleveland. And you see his career. They keep saying he's played his last snap. He's played his last snap. They'll go get Kirk Cousins before they put him out there. You see? That's what Cleveland is. It's a receptacle. I hate to say it, but that's why I told y'all he didn't get drafted. They sent him there. When I get some free time. It's that Derrick Henry is something else. Yeah, because I know one thing. In this last game when they played, I'm like, did you drop the ball again? Did you let the same dude come along and do like that again? Like, when you gonna realize they gonna do like that? Like, when you gonna realize they gonna always come up to you and do just like that, and it's gonna work. At some point, this is you doing it. I'm like, come on, bro. They stripping the ball from you. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. It said the Cleveland Browns. Yup. It said Shedeur will be that guy soon. What guy are you talking about? So yeah, Derrick Henry gonna need to hold on to that ball. I'm gonna be side-eyeing him like Andrews. I already was. I was like, if y'all watched that video, I let something slip. And it just slowly slipped out. When Derrick Henry had that ball strip, I'm like, what? I was like, what? Like, that's crazy. It said, number one, they now have to worry about Byron Brown and Thomas Castellanos. Yep. I said it yesterday. Thomas Castellanos on their heels. I didn't know about the other guy. Yeah, that's true though. But they trying. That you can see they trying to manipulate it already. So Flacco fell, closing the interception. I was like, you being chased by 40, being chased by 23. That don't work. That don't work. And that tells you Cleveland don't care about winning. And they don't have to tank. You think they would want to win for their loyal fans and be like, look, we finna get this stadium. They don't care. They got the $600 million already for the new stadium. They already got the new stadium. They don't care. And when they move over there, they really ain't gonna care. They got something that Dallas has, and Dallas is worth 10 or 14. I heard 14 as of late $billion. I don't even know if Cleveland has made $1 billion in one season. $14 billion, and you want what they have. What you do to get it? I think you've been doing some favors. That's what I think. And I think maybe when he decided to buy into it, they told him he could do this, that, and the other. And just like the Denver owner, oh, you can't do that. But hey, we need you to do this. We need you to get Deshaun Watson. Yeah. It's not a coincidence. Just look at the players, especially the black players. Look at the black players, the good ones. Look at them. It makes you, okay. Somebody needs to look into them over there. Yeah, it runs deep. It sure does. Chasing the interception. Yeah, that's crazy. I was like, between Flacco running from a 23-year-old and falling down. If anybody saw Tyler Shaw the preseason just snap the ball and fall down, it was the same way. I was like, this ain't gonna work. And then they get ready to play GreenBay. That's all I can say. And I think their schedule is they got like 7 tough games. So they almost over the halfway mark when they get past GreenBay. That's 3. They have 4 games, I think, that are tough. Then they got 3 more. They got a bye week in there somewhere. And by the end, Dylan should be playing. If not, Dylan gonna have to close out the season. And Shedeur ought to be fine. Don't even worry about it if you don't play for them. And if they trade you for 2 other people, don't care. Just be happy. Just know they gotta open that door. So it's that Browns are just plain stupid if they think Arch Manning finna win something. You know why they want Arch Manning? They don't even care about that. They want Arch Manning for the name. So they could just say it every other day. And the nostalgia, all of the people that probably in a nursing home, that when his granddaddy played, or the ones that's checking into the nursing home right now, or some of the people that Peyton, they want to bring that whole Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, whatever that era and football was. They want to bring that to Cleveland. And those people are affiliated with something, and they want to bring that to Cleveland too. But I think it's already there. I think it's already there. So that's what they want to tap into. That's what they want their organization. That's who they want to come out. So that's why they want the Manning kid. It's not about, they don't care if he's not good, right? They still gonna get him. And ESPN Cleveland has their little tracker. He's at the top. And just like they did during the summer, they have them by jersey numbers. So I think Sellers and Manning both maybe wear number 16. And they have Manning at the top and Sellers second. And it's not ranking, but they're, in my opinion, they have Manning at the top because they know over at ESPN Cleveland that that's the kid they want to get. They track and Sellers second because they know he the first when it comes to talent. So Cleveland know what they want to do. That's why they know they don't want Shedeur to play. Because if Shedeur get out there and ball out, they don't want their fans to go, no, keep him. So they want to sell them. That's why he was down there in Ohio State. So the fans could see, oh, we're going to get somebody next year. That's why they now saying, Cleveland going to look different next year. Stefanski going to be gone. I'm like, yo, okay, if you get the Manning kid, we know Stefanski going to be gone. We know that, don't we? I don't know where he's going. As long as it ain't Colorado. I don't care. Because if that happened, Lord, have mercy, I'm going to be fit to be tied. But so we'll see. Again, I'm not watching Green Bay and the Browns. I'm probably gonna hear about it and we're gonna talk about it. But I'm definitely still watching the Ravens. It seems like that's the team that I'm sticking with going forward. Again, no targets from for Zay Weaver, so we're gonna have to see what's going on there. And I'm gonna check the inactive list for Jimmy and BJ Green and Will Shepherd. Just by maybe stroke of luck, Will Shepherd becomes active for the game. I think somebody did get hurt in Green Bay, but I just don't know who it was. So I'll look into all that and I'll see. But we're gonna get out of here. This was good. This is my little sports show. I guess we just keeping up with everybody. Travis got a haircut. He said, I gotta get my paper. Yeah, Travis look good. He said he a dad. He looked good. And I'm so happy for Travis. Because I think his upbringing might have been kind of tough. So for him to be a dad himself and have his own family, he gets to do it the way he feel like it should have been done for him. And I think that brings him joy. And, he's leading his family. So I'm happy for him. He living his dream. Lajohntay living his dream. I pray Jimmy and them get the chance. Jimmy, Zay Weaver, and BJ Green, and Will Shepherd get the chance. And, of course, Shedeur. That seems to be the toughest case, but we'll keep them all in our prayers. All right, y'all, we're going to get out of here. Thank y'all for hanging out. I'll see y'all later. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports. Y'all have a good night. I'll see you back tomorrow. Thank you. And go watch Speakeasy and tell them What She Said Sports sent you in the chat. See y'all later. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Be sure to join our daily live stream and listen up to What She Said Sports on the go on Spotify. Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Stay for another video.